Good morning, chat. Hope y'all are doing amazing today. Safe to say, I let stream go on too long yesterday. So, per usual, post-long stream day, I am going to be fairly useless today, unfortunately, but I am determined to still get some progress. So, first things first, let's do a quick startup so I can, recenter, wake up, all that good stuff. And what we'll be doing today is ideally getting at least all of the downward facing animations for Bo done. I think that's a reasonable goal. I hope. I really, really hope. Did a set of re-renders last night because even though I double and triple checked it, apparently the knockouts or holdouts were not rendered for some pieces, but we'll find out something. Find out something. Hello, Miss Ad Astra Abyssosk. Give me all that good stuff. See, I haven't checked my Serenity pot in a while. Oh, max currency. Hello, Tubby. Any tens? Nope. Sweet. Alright. So what content was I running yesterday? Was doing something. Right. Archaic Petra. That's what I was doing. Oh, not that. And retracing bolide is also an interesting option. Particularly with Lynn coming up. Hey there, Tyler. How's it going? Oh, pretty good considering yesterday's stream went on far too long and I feel slightly dead. But I will manage.
Time to work. No excuse for my work. Bow your head.
Right, retracing bolide is potentially interesting because of, I think the character's name is Flynn's. HP Sands, crit damage, or we'll hold on to it. That. Because he's, if I recall correctly, there's some info saying he's going to be somehow connected with Lunar Charged.
Time to work.
And if that's the case, he probably is going to pair well with Inefa. So depending on what the source of his damage is, if he's like a normal or a basic attacker, then retracing Bolide could be really, really good for him. Increase shield strength, and while protected by a shield, gain 40% normal and charge attack damage. So if he is normal or charge attack focused, this could be a cool set for him. Not to mention making him extra tanky with a shield. But until he gets here, who knows? And of course, now that I've chosen to prepare this for him, he's gonna end up being like a burst damage character, and it'll just be wasted artifacts. But that's fine. They're also releasing 2 new artifact sets, so those will probably be best in slot for him and the others anyway. Physical, nope. Nope. You started doing Godot again? Nice! What you doing in Godot? HP Goblet. Garbage. Crit damage circlet. No crit rate substat. Don't care. Oh, right. One thing coming in the new Genshin version that I did not mention previously that I think is fantastic is the ability to use 40 resin at domains and ley lines and stuff just as is, no longer having to use condensed. And instead, condensed will be composed of 60 resin. You're making a 2D game, failed, but starting again on the AM tutorial? Well, feel free to come here and ask questions. No, I was reading your comment, my dude. All right, that is plenty of that. Nice and quick startup. I feel awake now. So what all did I render last night? Let's find out. Could probably figure out what these are first. Weapon. Left, top, 413. Okay, those are the same. 534. The same. Zero, zero. Okay, then 01 left top. That's the same. That's duplicate. Back here. Yeah. Which one was this? Oh. Okay, on the same tutorial. Got it. Got it. Here are some shoulder pads that seems to have knockouts. Fantastic. More shoulder pads that do have knockouts. Awesome. Hold on. I don't know if I trust these. Well, I know I can't trust that one. Or, wait, those are gloves. Never mind, that's not shoulder pads. But I think I might have accidentally done an in paint with those. But these should be good. What are these? These are gloves. Yes. Oh. I definitely mixed up some things just now. Oops. Back in order. Also, after stream yesterday, I figured out one of the things that I thought was a problem is not as much of a problem, but is definitely it's a thing. The gloves did not move. It's that I looked through a bunch of different animations I bought, and the gloves throughout the animation shift into different relative positions to the wrists. So it's just a problem with the animation data, and there's nothing I'm going to be able to do about it. Like, at least nothing quick. And so I'm just going to accept the little oddities there. All right. Oh, in other recent developments, apparently later today, I have an AI interview. So that's gonna be something. I have zero idea what to expect out of that. Supposedly, the AI will generate interview questions dynamically based on like my work history and various job listings, and I don't know. I've never done that before. I don't know what to expect. Seems weird and potentially not that useful to hiring people, but hey. Weird but cool. Hopefully it's cool. Like I said, I don't know what to expect, and a lot of things with AI, as you know, go very wonky. Oh, thank you, Godot. That's awesome. I love all those load errors. Resource not found. Bow weapon 01.png. Asset database has. AI is something? It certainly is. I want bow weapon 01 left. Timer was not added to the scene tree. Either add it or set auto start to true. Cool. We're just getting all kinds of fun stuff in here. Oh, that's a bow. You know, one thing I might need to add. AI is very weird in cases, but interview is even weirder. Yeah, like, I get using AI for screening resumes. That to me makes a lot of sense. Things like you have a requirement for a new hire, you put in a list of requirements, AI then automatically goes through resumes and checks like, okay, do they at least have demonstrable history working in the field? Things like that. That to me makes perfect sense. But one thing I keep seeing in my social feeds, like LinkedIn, is people talking about using AI during the hiring process to find out things like if someone has a good work ethic. Huh? Now, maybe I'm just super ignorant here. That's possible. Maybe I just don't realize how amazing AI is at this stuff. But so the AIs that they're using for this stuff are, I'm not talking about the AI interview stuff. I'm talking about just analyzing resumes. Supposedly, these AIs are determining this just by reading a resume. Well, I've known a lot of people who have amazing work ethics, but are completely and totally clueless when it comes to putting a resume together. And you would never know that they are a good employee based on their resume. And I can't imagine that if no human can possibly discern from those resumes that they're a good employee, that AI is going to somehow figure that out. That seems... And supposedly it'll also figure out what kind of culture the person works best in based just on analyzing a resume, which... that can't be true. Like, if it's going based off of things like the way the person phrases writing in their resume, well, tons of people use professional resume writers, so that's irrelevant. If it's using the places they've worked before, well, I've worked in a lot of places that I hated. I did not jive with those cultures. I knew how to shut my mouth and get my work done, but if you're going to assume that I enjoyed those cultures just because I worked there, that's a poor assumption. And hey, maybe it's going off of how long you've worked at those places. No, I worked at one place I hated the most, but they paid me really well. Depending on the AI, some are better at coding. I like DeepSeek, some are better at making pictures like Gronk or Sora. And some are good at this, but not that. Yeah. Oh, and don't get me wrong. There are some amazing AIs out there. My go-to example, let me see if I can even find it. AI X medical conditions based on X-ray. Yeah, no, this... I think this might be... This is either one I'm thinking of, or this is a follow-up study that was done later. Diagnosing rare genetic disease can be like putting a puzzle together. Oh, this is not a... This is something else, not a study. Anyway, I'm not gonna find it, but clearly there's a bunch of articles and whatnot here that you guys can look into if you're interested. But the gist of it is, there were experiments done where they trained AIs on a bunch of medical, or an AI on a bunch of medical records. And then they gave it, the AI, small x-rays. So let's say they gave it an x-ray of a foot of a new patient that it didn't know about. it was able to, within, I want to say it was like a 99.5% accuracy, predict what medical condition or what genetic conditions they are predisposed to, and in many cases was predicting when and what conditions they're going to have within the next 10 years. Like, that's amazing. And clearly, AI is picking up on some type of pattern that humans are just not picking up on in that type of case. And I think that's absolutely miraculous. That's the kind of AI we absolutely need to be pushing forward on. Because just imagine, you go to your doctor, let's say once every 5 or 10 years, they take an x-ray of your foot, and then you know what conditions and what treatments you need preemptively for the next decade. That's pretty cool. Though I did enjoy some of the articles that came out about it, because there were some academics that started saying that the AI was racist, which is just the funniest thing I've ever heard. Like, this is an AI that's going to will almost certainly save billions of lives over the next, 100 years. And call it 300 years for a billion. Just to be conservative on my estimate. And you're gonna call this piece of programming racist. People, get your priorities in order, please. All right, what are we doing over here? You need to go? Fair enough. You do what you gotta do, my dude. You know I'm gonna be here. All right, what am I doing right now? I was gonna check the 3D models again, but after I found what I did, I think we're okay. So fine to me. Man, right here, you can barely see it, but I am so proud of what's going on right here, because you've got face over shoulder, which might be over neck, which is over clothing. Actually, which is over top clothing, which is over bottom clothing. Actually, sorry, neck is always in between the two clothing layers. Okay, so it's face, shoulder, closed neck, closed. I am so proud of that. Did I copy the gloves over? Pretty sure I did. Yes, I did. Good. the weird maintain animation. So is that the last downward facing problem? Oh, there's still this. And I don't know what to do about that. Like these just random floating pixels, and I think I know why they're happening, but just weird. Which animation is that? That is idle down. Okay, and I'm gonna assume 42 is the end. 1. Frame are we having? Oh. Okay, so that'll be on frame 6. Well, maybe I'm off. It's not that one. And it's not that one. Interesting. That does not make sense. That does not make sense at all. I would be... So, an option is I do my outlines for the weapons here. Is that going to work, though, if I do a knockout? Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Or hold out. Hold out. I need to learn to use the right word. Someday I will learn the correct word. Someday. Where's my viewer image? Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. So it's like the in paint is happening. Oof. When is the in paint happening? Okay, so I am doing the scaling after. I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, like that's obviously too chunky. That one's kind of okay. So, if I use this method, I need to redo the top and bottom. Because this is filling things in a spot where in some of the gloves, it's gonna end up covering things up awkwardly. I do think this is the right approach, because I'm gonna get a cleaner image here. Okay, so a 3 is kind of adding what I want. It's adding almost 1 pixel all the way around. Four is guaranteeing 1 pixel around. Don't think I want that. I think this is... I think this is the play. That's actually pretty useful for... Oh, it is still there. Okay, 5 is definitely wrong. Four is very chunky. But I'm getting the outline effect that I want. Three is the chonkiness I want, but I feel like I'm not getting enough of an outline. Okay, weapons will be a 3. That's the answer. I'll need to redo that part. That's fine. I should have known I needed to do that the first, like... I know why I switched, and I thought I had a good idea of why to switch. But the thing I was chasing after with switching how I broke this up was 1 pixel. Yeah, maybe 2 pixels in every few frames. That's not That was not reasonable of me. Okay. I guess the way I did it before is also not quite right for what I'm trying to do. You can hide. It is amazing how you can be so confident in what you've done, and then you go to sleep, and the next morning it's just, oh no, I need to redo all of this. Okay, so the flare out is included. Means I want to dissolve this. Gorgeous. See, that's a bow. That's how bows work. Shh. Thing is, I might render this, check it out in Godot, and go, oh, this is awful. Just double checking. But I'm happy with the layering. So I think it's time to... Well, first, let's check out the test. And I need to check it without the shoulder pads. You know, while the gloves are eating into the clothing there, I'm not sure it's gonna be noticeable. And obviously, if you have shoulder pads on your character, which I think most players are going to do, you're never gonna see it. Ooh, fun. Oh, that's the glove. Hmm. That is such an awkward angle for those shoulder pads. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. Whatever reason, the shoulder R looks so much bigger than shoulder L. Wait, am I... Something seems off. I'll bet that shoulder was done with some in paint. That looks like in paint a little bit. I know I had some that were messed up because of that. I'll bet this was one of them. Okay. But I can start getting the layering together for the next angle. Also worth noting, one piece that's missing is the shadow on the self. I wonder if I can make something like that. Let's try it. That would be a significant improvement. Yeah, let's try it. I don't think that's what I want. Nope, not what I'm looking. It is. Let's see what that. Oh, yeah, it is. Right. Drop shadow. I know this is a bit of a detour, but the more I look at that, the more I want to make sure that gets fixed. Plus, I need to wait on some renders anyway. That's fine. Probably need a better name for that. Call it Sprite Layer Drop Shadow. First, uniform float. No, uniform int. Pixel range 0 to 5. I do not need a vertex function. I need light. Uniform, float, fall off. Oh, and I need color. did I do the hint colors before? No shader hint. Well, that's not correct. Source color. There we go. All right. Okay. So first, I need to construct a multiplier based on the number of pixels. Not use pixel. Valid shadow. Is there a ternary operator? PLSL ternary operator. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get into the practice of writing shaders correctly, so instead of using a bunch of if statements, trying to write things such that the logic is consistent for all fragments. Like, what I could do here is say, all right, if, like I could say iterate up to the pixel count, which I guess would be consistent. But like later on, what there would be is something like if pixels is greater than blah blah blah, return. Actually, there is, I think, a more efficient way to do this. I think what I should do is test I think I should test each pixel above my current position. Yep. And this logic is going to be very similar to S, I think. Oh, you're done? Nice. But now, one thing I'm not remembering. Do I want to go up or down? I think that's the right way to orient it. In this case, I was adding up the near colors. But that's not what I want to do in this. Check. Best color. This is messy. Let's try it this way. Back for neighbor color. Int neighbor distance. Dist is fine. Set it to 10. Now, what do I want to do here? What's an operation that... I guess an if statement is fine, so long as it doesn't change the path, the logic path. if that and I want to change the text color. Okay, so as I go through here, I'm grabbing that. I guess the logic path does change. It's probably fine. Should you use if statements in shader? Due to potential performance implications on GPUs. How to avoid if statement shaders. Never actually looked into this. Like, what are the common techniques? Mixing. Yeah, but how? All these say it's a good idea to avoid if statements. Right. Branching is okay in most cases, according to Pedro. You can skip logic that may take considerable additional computation, then branch it. Mine is not considerable by any means. Not because of a warp, a divergent thread, something like that, but most likely because the logic is too complex or weird for the compiler to properly optimize. Just have to test it for yourself. Good practice to avoid if else. An example, instead of that, use clamp. Yeah. And think of your code in a way that does not require if statements, then it's probably more performant to avoid. Further, the concern is more about having branching logic. Be compiled into a bunch of sums, no branching happen. Think. What do you think is inside a clamp? There's an if there. That built-in if will 2 get converted all together with the rest of your code. Well, thank you, Code Friday, for providing just not relevant answer then. Yeah, this is nonsense. Instead of doing mask less than 0.5, value equals 0, it's better to multiply. Just multiply by the mask. No, that's not even slightly equivalent. And here saying, because the edges of the mask will be smoother. Well, if you want smooth edges, sure. And for high resolution things, that's probably true. However, if you're in the realm of pixel art, this is awful advice. Because what that'll end up doing is it'll create a smoothing effect around each of these pixels, and then you won't be dealing with pixel art anymore. You can also use the step function instead of ifs. You can do this, however, a ternary statement is usually much more efficient a step for complicated language standard read. At least it used to be. In this case, wait. You can also use the step function instead of ifs. That can be written as that. Okay. Which is just what? If value is over that, turn 1, else 0. If is more efficient than a depth, because it's not actually a branch. Additional move. I'm getting the idea that people are just sort of chiming in with what they've heard rather than what they know. Loops generally become repeated inline copies of. I like this response. Please use cogent explanations in the future. The point is not to sound smart, the point is to confer information. It made perfect sense though. No it didn't. First off, almost nobody knows what a NOP is. I only learned about NOPs very, very recently. And saying everything is either inlined or gets masked. Well, okay, what do you mean it gets inlined? That doesn't make any sense in context to me. And gets masked and turned into NOPs. That can't be true. Because NOPs, if I recall correctly, NOPs don't do anything. So if your code is doing something, then it's not a NOP. Yeah, no operation. When executed, performs no action other than advancing the instruction pointer to the next instruction. Yeah. So saying that things get turned into NOPs, it's not relevant. Sure, your code, when it's converted to assembly, does get filled with a whole bunch of NOPs. It's not relevant to the discussion, though. So in this thread, this person here saying just speak plainly is correct. Shader code, like in all code, you should write it to be as simple to understand as possible and only optimize when you need to. This is probably the best answer. You should never just blindly avoid using something because you heard it was slow. This is almost certainly the correct answer. Yeah, you have to determine, is it slow? Why is it slow? And is it too slow, or is it fine, actually? This is the best answer for almost everything in programming. If you are branching on uniforms, it doesn't matter at all. There are many factors, such as compiler optimizations, that would also make it not matter. Remember, premature optimization is the root of all evil. That is true. In general, don't optimize until you need to. Now, if you know ahead of time that you're going to run into problems, or you know you're going to need a high level of optimization, then it's fine. But you never want to over-optimize ahead of time. Shoulder L is the one that I'm specifically worried about, so... Oh, that is shoulder L. I was looking in reverse. Still don't love how just way up above the arm that is, but I don't know how to get it down without having massive clipping during certain animations. It's fine. No, I want shoulder R. I don't want shoulder L. That's why I kept thinking that looked wrong. And I'm pretty sure I've got a problem. Yeah. Yeah, I need to fill that back in. Guess I could. That is absolutely not what I wanted. Thank you. That's probably as close to correct as I'm gonna get. Yeah, that's better. All right. I think I just figured out what the one guy was saying here. So, I believe what he's indicating here is that in the cases where lines of code are not used, where you have branching logic, I believe what he's indicating is that any shortening of a branch logic is replaced with NOPs. But you really should have explained that, because ain't nobody out here talking in assembly. That's just, people don't do that. The general idea is that the number of computational cycles is maintained regardless of branching logic in a lot of cases. That's what the person was trying to communicate and did very, very poorly at. Okay, so the distance is going to be I plus 1. guess my next step is going to be something like if color.alpha less than 0.2 color to neighbor. Nice. If we are transparent, shadow color times neighbor color dot alpha. There we go. Thing is, I kind of want a 2-pass shader. Bruh. That I also want times fall off Dude, check it. I do need a -1 here. But how cool is that? The shoulder pad now looks like it's casting a shadow. That's awesome. I think I probably want it a bit more transparent than that, but that's easy enough to fix. That's weird. How much... What alpha am I using for my other shadows? Oh boy. These kinds of bot, scam, whatever messages. The I really love your stream and being part of your fan community. Also, it's their first time chat. Something tells me that you're not part of my fan community if this is your first time chatting. Like, I get that there are lurkers, but until you actually interact with the community, you're not part of the community. Like, you're a lurker, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with lurking. It's just not what they're saying. Is there some part of that message, because I get these a lot, I'm wondering if there's some part of that message I can put in my block list. Maybe if I use wildcards, I can get something along the lines of add me on Discord. Let me try that. The add button. Oh, there we go. Let's try star. Add star me star on Discord star. Let's see. Because the preferred way to interact is to just join the Discord server, which is just down in the description, guys. It's always there. Parameters. Wait, did I hard code the color? I think I did. Yeah. Oh dear. Oh, I am just using a shadow of 0.5 then as the main multiplier there. Okay. Oh, that's not right. Hmm. Let's just call it 100. Here, that's going to be what? That doesn't seem right. Probably the right amount of shadow. I'm pretty happy with that. I want it falling off a little. Honestly, I'm kind of fine with 3 in that case. Cool. That's not the one. There we go. Let's see if that fixes the shoulder. Is shoulder R. Yeah, I think I had some in paint messing that up. Also, while I'm thinking about it, copy. Paste. And now those will use the same amount of shadow, since there's only one shader material. Apparently the shoulder was just that bulky. Noted. Dude, plenty. What do I do about you? Am I about to split gloves into 2 layers? But I think I really need to. I did that drawing that. That's gloves. I just redid the glove, right? Yeah. redid those last night. Let's go take a look-see. I'm not happy with it. Shoulder pad is whatever. I'm not going to be able to make that better. Those gloves are doing something. Good chin. That is attack 1. Which frame are we talking about? Okay. -42 minus 5.125. That should be frame 37. Not there. Okay. Try the neighboring frame. Just in case I messed up my math. Still not there. That's where it's coming from. $30. There you are. Now, to compare apples to apples, put that on. How many gloves is this? Oh, God. Yeah, I don't think I have a better option. So... There's a more hacky way to do this. That might be a nicer option. think I'm gonna try to hack the option. Not good, but yeah, if the glove is not visible, like there's a couple. So even if I split the gloves, we're only talking about 2 pixels right here. That's all. So, oh, I'm about to write something stupid. I might already have a shader for this. Let me check. Visible area. I don't think this one actually works the way I want it to. But let's see. Right. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Yeah, this one doesn't work like I want. Okay. Great new script. Creator. Strict visible area. Where did he go? Oh. That's not right. Okay, gloves. I should only need fragment code for this as well. Try something very simple first. Right. That operates on the sprite sheet, like the texture. It doesn't operate on what's rendered. I wonder if I could do something like a holdout. Like, is there some equivalent of a holdout in Blender that I could do in 2D? Alternatively, is it safe to just change the layer this is on? I don't think it is. Yeah, it messes that part up. The reason I don't want... Wait. As long as I'm only doing it in X, I can hard code part of this. Oh ho ho! I should rename this to limit horizontal visible area, which is it's an horribly long name for a shader, but boy. Lot of UV, is it V? Lot of UV is 8 1. Actually, let's just do dot x times 8 . Got it. Oh, that is a hacky solution. That's awful. But it's what I'm gonna do. I hate it. But it's absolutely what I'm gonna do. Uh-oh. Maybe I can't do it. Oh, that would be very disappointing if because of this frame it doesn't work. No! Actually, what the heck do I even do for this one? Because that's eating way into that arm. Oh, outline thickness. That's good. I'm gonna try something that's probably stupid. It's probably very stupid. I'm gonna save a whole new file. What am I gonna call you? Bulky, hold out. Come on. There we go. But why is the wrist so thin there? That does not look right. Anyway. That collar is gonna make problems. Still gonna test it with it. Which one did I just do? Alright. So I've got 9 clothing there. That's fine. Now, one of these I don't actually need. Duplicate of one I already have. Not that one. Oh, wait. No. I do want to keep all of those. Nice. Nice. It is all the clothing. Hold out bulky. Bring those gloves back. Now, what happens? Oh ho ho! I think we might be golden. A little bit of an issue there. Just a itty bitty issue. But it might not even show up in the renders, so. Bo. Save it. Bring good. Back to 0 and pop it. Yeah, so this shader's a cool idea. But it's not actually any different than my invisible area one before. I should say it's a cool idea as a sort of hacky way to fix this up. Don't love that. But it's fine. While it's in motion, it won't be as noticeable. Need to keep reminding myself of that. Ow. That's gonna be an interesting problem. Specifically for the smaller hair. Yeah, I might have to tweak the knockout for that. But, you know, you Add a piece, you learn some more. Add a piece, learn some more. And while that's running, let's take a break. Hello, Celador. Oh, ages and ages ago, I read something where some linguist who specialized in phonesthetics, which is the aesthetic beauty of spoken words, and they had determined by some metric, like they supposedly scientifically proven by these metrics, that the most phonesthetically pleasing phrase or term in the English language was cellar door. So apparently that's just the nicest sounding term in all of English. I don't really get it, but good on you, researcher, that found that out. Are we supposed to really care? Don't know. So the only way this run is going well is if I find a replacement weapon. Health regenerates, but you lose some max HP when hit. I don't know about that. I mean, it's almost like it's almost like I'm only taking damage to my max health. You know, this is bad. But I don't want either of those. I guess with the amount of armor I have, that's what's causing it. Like, I have enough armor that I'm not taking enough damage to see it. Instead, I'm just taking damage to my max health. Dead. Alright, that was redundant. Yes. Honestly, this is a garbage run. Let's just get this over with. Yeah, and my health is actually getting reduced by more than the damage that I'm taking on these hits. That's awful. Yeah, we're done here. Next life. Ooh, Ronin, like that. Pacifist. Oh, that's actually an interesting one. Bunch of extra money, but I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to attack. Oh, and I have 60% less health. Also, I have double reduction to my max health. This is not good. This is actually quite bad. But I'll be getting so much money if I can get any. Oh dear. I mean, I want to go break all that stuff, but it's scary. Oh, right, I can dash in any direction. I need to remember that. That's going to be huge. Like the one way I'll survive anything. Until purified. Any hit is fatal. Defeat 10 enemies. Well, I can't do that. Spells cast at max HP. Can't do that. Oh dear. If I can find money, it's so much. Holy moly. Oh, that's a bad place. Woo! Oh. That's the wrong button. Yeah, so that's kind of the problem with that kind of run. You have to be really good at the game, and I am not. Bookish. Based on the image, I'm guessing I get more mana but less health. Emotional dysregularity. Sure, let's learn what that is. I'm half tempted to just, like, quickly run through a bunch of lives. Just to learn what a bunch of these are. Oh, spell damage specifically is increased. Well, I don't really care about that. Let's just go to the Sun Tower. Let's have some fun over there. If I survive, I'll get bunches of money. If I don't, well, then clearly it's time for a new life. I don't know how I didn't get hit there. What is happening here? Nothing. Hmm. Well, that could have gone worse and better. Oh, just jump up. Wow, I am just winning so much today. Bad. Weapons deal more damage, but has a cooldown. Not sure. Yeah, that's better. I'm never gonna use it because I can never think to use my abilities. Oop. Much better. Well, I have some money. Not a lot, but it's something. Is that healing gonna be worth it? Let's test it. I could not tell. There's too much junk on the screen. Woo! I think the heal on those spikes was worth it. Immortal Kotetsu. Oh, that's the Ronin ability. Dude, that's gonna be helpful. Or I'm just gonna get myself killed. That works too. Sanguine Helm, love it. Nope, not fast enough. Okay. Oop. There's a fairy chest over there, but can I get to? Probably? I guess there's a question of what do I have to do in here? Don't get hit. Open real targets. Oh boy. So close. So close. Let's see this. Hello. Hmm. That doesn't appear to be anything. I mean, there's got to be something there. It's purple question mark room. Nope, I want out. I want out. Just a second, guys. I got a BRB. Hello, chat. Sorry about that. Oh. Yeah, I'm in a spot. And I lost that heal because that thing is scary. Ooh. Where are we going? Oh. Well, it was a good life. Yeah, yeah. That's about what I expected. All right. Antique lotus petal, diva. You know what? Sure. I have an idea what Diva's gonna do, and it's gonna be awful. But let's go ahead and unlock Pirate. And sure. Oh yeah, that's gonna be just awesome. What? Okay, so I have to hit things to recharge that, but it's a ridiculously good ability. The shame about not being able to see anything. I want to go ahead and start this cycle just to make sure it saves. Just wow. So can I still see enemies is the question. Yes. Cannon's not bad. That's kind of neat. When clearing a room, I get the flowers or roses. And it's kind of nice in that it gives me confirmation that there are no more enemies, so I don't have to worry about it. Like, there's still gonna be traps and stuff. Cannonball's pretty good. So is there a way to save at this point? No more gold. All gold becomes XP. Well, that's great for when I want to rank up class. Sure, what's this? 25% chance of avoiding a fatal blow. Fail. Those are my least favorite randomized things. Ooh, works. Okay, only one I don't know. Health, deal more damage. Cool. So, can I save? Probably not. See where, I'm just curious where it leaves me. Ah, right at the start. Okay. Oh, still rocking and rolling. In that case, we will test this tomorrow. Because I have got to run. But all of the layering and ordering and stuff is hammered out for downward facing bow. That just leaves 8 times 3, 24, plus 7, 31. Hooray! I could have just done... There was a much easier math problem there and faster. But clearly I'm done for the day and need to go do other stuff. But we will test this out tomorrow. We will almost certainly be able to get through at least 2 more angles, since now that these are getting... What's the term? Now that all the kinks of these sprite layers are being worked out, and I think we're done now at this stage. There's not really anything stopping me from just plugging in those layer numbers and moving forward. So, the end is maybe not in sight yet, but we at least have a sense that it will some point in the future be in sight on this feature. So, it will be it for me today, folks. Thank you all so much for joining. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. If you did, please give the video a share. Maybe you know someone that wants to learn game dev along with us. And an extra special thank you to my supporters over on Ko-fi. Thank you so much. And a reminder to you guys over on Ko-fi, if any of the code tools, whatnot you see me use on stream is something that you want to use in your game, let me know. Hit me up in the Discord and I will almost certainly add it to the storefront for free for members. But above all, guys, I hope y'all have an awesome day. Take care, everyone.